Number 19, the newly anointed number 19 and the sponsored player for the Blue Abroad YouTube channel, Corey Durdin. Ari, is this the year that Durds breaks into the side regularly, or are we putting too much expectation on him early?
I love him to. I'd love him to. I think he's our most natural small forward.
Yep.
I love the energy he brings. That intensity is near unmatched from everyone else, and I hope he does, because you can tell he's got that off the ball energy. It's just what he can do with it. It's going to be very exciting.
Yeah. Well, in the space of 2 years, we've gone from a situation where we're saying, where are our small forwards and what have we got on the list, to now, I think there's 3. I know that people will put Honey in a small forward category. I personally don't. I think he's a little bit different to a small forward. I think Owies, Durdin, and Motlop are genuine small forwards. And I think Owies had a pretty good year last year. And I'm hoping that this is the year where for Corey, he can just rise a little bit more and put his name just in the mix of players who'll be playing footy, regular senior footy. When I think of Michael Voss, and when I think of what we've heard from him and how he wants to play and what it looks like, and we've seen a few snippets of the conversations and preseason training about how it's pressure based. Well, like you said, this guy that's what his whole game is based around, pressure. He loves it. He gets a kick out of laying tackles and pressure acts. So I think in terms of his role, it's pretty defined. It's pretty clear what he needs to do, I think, anyway, to crack into the side. It's all going to be based around his pressure levels. But what else do you think he needs to do to make that next step?
Well, like the off the ball stuff, that pressure is for where he's at in his career. That's not an area where he needs to work on. It's just getting we haven't really seen him impact the scoreboard enough on AFL level. I know he's played 2 games. I think he kicked the 1 goal in the 2 games, but I think that will be seen in the VFL. Hopefully the VFL gets a real solid crack at it, and he can really start to impact the scoreboard and be a game winner at VFL level. And then if he can do that consistently for the first 2 months of the season, I can see him coming in halfway through the year and then keeping that spot, because he's got everything you need from a small forward. And he also gives that respite to Owies, and he allows Motlop to nurture himself into the AFL system a bit more.
I mean, I've had the privilege of speaking to him a few times at the season launch event in 2021. He's ready for this. He's ready for AFL football. Not shy. He knows exactly. He seems to be someone that really knows exactly what he wants, which is very rare to have that at such a young age. Great family, good values, and the work ethic. When you match it with all these values that he has, I think we've got a really special player on our hands. And I don't think there's any pressure on him to get into the side this year. I don't think we're there yet. I know the pressure he'd be putting on himself to get amongst it as well. And I think because there's a new coaching group and there's a new sense of a refreshed sort of vibe around the place, I think everyone has their eyes on a spot and everyone thinks that anything's possible. So I think we're in for a good year from him, whether that's at, the majority in the VFL or if he can get a few games in the AFL, great. But, last year he had some injury issues as well. Coming up into the AFL, I can only imagine it's a different training regime. So the fact that he's got his second preseason under his belt now and touch wood, hopefully he gets through unscathed. I'm excited for him. I listened to him he did an interview on a podcast, sort of on a YouTube channel, I should say, sort of late last year. And he mentioned himself that he's working on trying to get more involved offensively and just impact more, because like you said, the off-ball stuff, the pressure, that's all there. I think when he matches that with the offensive game, whether it's something like, what is it? For a small forward, you're looking at 10 to 12 touches and maybe 1-2 goals a game. I think that's generally the mark. That's kind of what we were judging Eddie Betts on last year.
Yeah.
What is it for him? I know stats aren't everything, but when you're looking at the score sheet and the stat line, what does he need to do in your opinion, to crack in?
Well, assuming he starts in the VFL from round one,
Mm,
it'd be it's probably not based on stats. It's just his impact.
okay.
Is he a game winner type of thing? Because those small forwards are those like players where they can break a game apart in 10 minutes, kick 2, 3 goals in a very short space of time, and rip it apart. So assuming he does play in the VFL, I reckon 2 goals a game in the VFL is achievable for him
Yeah.
because he's good enough to do that. He's got the confidence to do that. He won't. He's not that type of player who sees playing in the VFL as like a second-rate thing. He rises to it, and yeah, I think 2 goals a game is reasonable and achievable for him. And I
Mm,
think if he does that, he'll break into the side relatively early.
yeah. I mean, he's also got that small forward craft. He reads the play, and he's got, hopefully Charlie's healthy for the season. If he is, he's got two genuine big boys that he can play at their feet. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what year two holds for him. You could already see that he started to really put some size on there as well, and get more powerful throughout his entire body. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited for this one for obvious reasons. I'm very biased towards him. But let us know at home. How did you see Corey Durdin's first season, and what do you picture happening in season 2022?